Coming up on the show this week...
Scott dropped a new hardtail.
Yay! And Hardtail brand Chromag dropped a full line of full suspension bikes.
We've got some cool, interesting stuff on Rewind and talking a bit about hammers.
And someone has spotted another prototype from Athertons.
Oh, it can't be.
Well, it's getting towards the end of the year and I'm getting all misty-eyed and reminiscent because, well, I've been here for nearly a year.
I know.
So I thought we'd look
You're
back.
old news now, aren't you?
I know, forget about it. So I thought we'd look back on the year and talk about our favourites from the year. And I was like, straight away, got to be those maintenance mistakes that we shot in Spain when we did a few funnies. It was funny scripting it and it was funny shooting it. It was just a good
on your own.
And you got to use an Arnie quote.
It doesn't sound like Arnie, I did it. It sounds a bit more like Hans Ray, I think. You'll fall behind you on your own. That was good fun. One of the weird, I mean, I always like going to trade shows, like it's kind of just become my default thing. But seeing the Lao Super Drive Nikolai bike, Eurobike, that was really cool to see it. And actually, the amount of time we were stood there, we started realising that was probably one of the most popular bikes because it's so obscure. And chatting to Cedric about it was great as well. Really quite cool.
And when that went on shorts on YouTube, that just absolutely like broke the internet, didn't it? It was one of our most popular things. I've got to like throw to the hardtail challenge that I did for a couple of reasons. It was a great edit from our creation team, but also I literally was forced to ride hardtail for a month and I stuck to it and I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen out of it. I didn't know what was going to happen, so that was really exciting for me to go through the process.
I'm quite proud that you actually did it as well.
I know.
Because I know when I suggested it, you were a little bit like, really? Do I have to actually do this? And it's like, yeah, actually, I think it was quite a cool thing.
Yeah, so that was good.
I love the XT video. Yeah, I mean, it was a branded video, but it was my idea to make the video, which was, a lot of people question that, but I was like, actually, XT is totally close to my heart, always has been, so it's a completely honest account.
Is that the Dior XT one, the love letter? Yeah. That was actually our most popular video of the year.
And it's
so everyone
exactly
else
true.
agreed.
Yeah, it's really good. It's nice to make that one.
Totally. Outside of GMBN Tech, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I got to do Rally versus MTB, and oh my God, that was such a fun day.
That caused some controversy in the office as well.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think there were a few people jealous of that one, maybe. But yeah, that was a great edit, again, from our creative team that made that look awesome. And it was genuinely fun to get a non-mountain biker out on a mountain bike and see how stoked they were. Like, he was absolutely so stoked. He was like buzzing when he finished this. Like, oh my God, I didn't realise mountain biking was like this. I've got to get a bike. And I just love that.
It's easy to forget, I think, isn't it?
Really easy to forget.
Take it for granted when you get used to it.
Yeah.
I've done a few other cool factory visits this year. Visiting Mondraker was great for me. I mean, I've ridden their bikes from when they were way back, like when they were kooky, horrible looking things, but a look at the future to see them grow to the brand. And their place is like a bond layer. It doesn't even look like a factory. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Super cool. And then off the back of that, just by chance, I ended up using one of their frames to do a bike build for Shimano. And it's actually a bike I'd buy tomorrow. So it's like genuinely, like really felt quite privileged to make that one.
Yeah, I guess another couple of honourable mentions for me was the Are Heavier Bikes Faster? Because again, that was a genuine experiment. I didn't know how that was going to go. And also just the new tech presenter because, well, I was new this year.
Because you're new. Yeah.
And it was my first video and I got to build a dream bike as well. I got to build the Rallon, which was like a crazy top spec. So yeah, I couldn't complain with that first video.
I think that was a great first video as well.
Thank you.
And then I could feel some like eyebrows frowning and that behind me when I suggested it. So I think it's really good that you did that. I think by far, for me, the best thing I've done this year was that Manitou bike build. The whole build and the idea was all really good fun to look into, but honestly, I can't say it's enough. I'm shocked at Fat Creations and watching them work. For me, just watching the duo and how they operate, I've just got a completely newfound appreciation for that whole side, the artisan side of the sport. I couldn't. Well, in fact, I'm just going to stop talking now because I'll keep going on about it. It's changed the way I think about quite a few things actually.
Yeah, and before we sign off, should we give an honourable mention to our chief destruction officer who made an appearance on the show?
Yeah, Yeah, it did crack me up. I wanted to mention that, but I didn't want to be too self-indulgent. But yeah, it was good fun, actually.
Definite good guest appearance.
Funny little clip of Dustin. And it looks weird even seeing this because he didn't look like that anymore. He's changed already. Yeah. It's bizarre.
Well,
yeah, good
guys,
stuff.
It's your turn to tell us what was your favourite video of the year and why. Let us know down in the comments below, or maybe just a favourite moment of the year. Let us know and join the debate. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, so into news then, and there are a few new products, which is always strange at this time of year because there's not normally that much launching. Crank Brothers have got a new flat pedal shoe. It's definitely a bit more street biased. Now they say, designed by Fabio Vivna, but I wasn't aware he's a shoe designer. I bet he was like, yeah, I need a sick shoe, I need it in white. So that's what they've done. So here it is on screen. You can also get them in black, grey, and they say purple, but is it maroon?
Yeah, it's definitely more on the red side than the blue side.
It is kind of cool. I like it. I mean, I'm not really a flat pedal user as such these days. $129 or euros, depending on where you're buying them from. It looks cool, actually. And actually, I think that Crank Brothers, quite honourably, have finally started making shoes. Like, I mean, for a long time, everyone was thinking, like, you make pedals everyone uses, but no one really has a shoe for them. So pretty cool they do that.
And then Scott, just when everyone thought that Scott were pushing the 120 full sus market, they've gone and dropped a new scale, a new hardtail for the cross-country world. Now this thing hasn't changed a great deal, but it's shaved a heck of a lot of weight in the new design. So they've built the down tube and the chain stays to be a lot more rigid, more stiff. And that allowed the upper section, so the top tube and the seat stays, to be much lighter. So the lightest iteration of their frame has gone from 879 to 847, so that's dropped 30 grams. They've also saved 40 grams, reducing the metal around the chain guide, the bottle cage inserts, and the cable routing. And 27.5 grams, very specific there, has been saved in hollowing out the dropouts as well.
Wow.
And another 14 grams has been saved by simplifying the brake mounts. So, and another bit of big news is that they've added an adjustable headset, which I think is pretty rare in the XC world, but makes a lot of sense these days. So you can adjust it by 0.6 degrees, and despite the fact that there's internal cable routing that goes through the headset, you can still pull it apart and just basically 180 turn it to adjust that. So I think that's quite exciting, and they seem to be leading the way in XC tech, so it'd be interesting to see if anyone else picks that up.
Yeah, despite the fact it's hardtail, actually, that last point on it is pretty flipping cool. Speaking of hardtails, so Chromag, a Whistler-based company known for making steel aggressive hardtails, very cool bars and stems and other components, are now making full suspension bikes, which pleases me because they've taken all that experience from being based in arguably one of the better places to ride a bike. So there's a Darko, you can see it on screen, there's a Thai version and a steel version. The Thai one has a Thai front triangle as opposed to being completely Thai on there. So it's a 150 on the front, 120mm out back, 29er. I mean, to me, that's, you know me, that's my magic numbers there. 64-degree head angle, 78-degree seat angle, perfect for climbing, perfect for descending. Well, there we go.
Don't forget the Minor Threat. I mean, that's got to be the best kids' bike name ever.
I should have looked at the kids' bike, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, the fourth lineup is a kids' bike. It's a 140, 150 kids' bike with 12-speed Eagle on it and adjustable geometry, and you can have that in 24 inches or 26-inch wheels. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dustin needs to grow a bit.
Minor Threat. He's a Minor Threat.
He's not on a 20.
And then over in the world of Forbidden, the Dreadnought has got a limited edition GX Team Edition. It's not really a team edition, it's a team replica that now comes in a what they call a wallet-friendly build with SRAM GX on there. And for price-wise, you're looking at $6,999 US, £5,699 or €7,599. I don't know, their definition of wallet-friendly is a bit different to mine,
maybe
but it is
more
still
wallet-friendly.
It is still a very blingy build with RockShop Zeb Ultimates out there and the Super Deluxe in the rear.
It's basically a top-end bike with SRAM GX on it.
Still, yeah, they've just sort of downgraded the group set, but you know.
There's a couple of cool things I like about it. So they say each bike's outfitted with a size-specific handlebar rise and stem length, which is great. So on the small, you've got 15mm rise, medium 22.5, large 30, and XL 38mm rise, which is great. obviously stem length changes. You can also choose your casing specs on your tyres and stuff. So it's kind of nice, small little things you can choose.
And I believe you get to choose frame colour as well. So yeah, interesting.
Nice stuff. Toolbox Wars, right, so probably one of my favourite Instagram pages out there. Handles on screen and there'll be a link down there. If you don't already follow, you've got to check out some of the stuff they post. So they've been giving out awards for various things, and one of them is Hammer of the Year. Yeah, I know, it sounds like that, but honestly, if you see some of the hammers that are in there, so the hammer that Rollingdale Cycles made for me, beautiful hammer, the one with the camo dicing on it, which was done by Titanium Finishing. So that actually made it into the top 10, which is pretty flipping cool, and I'm stoked for Dale. I mean, it's a beautiful hammer, and he makes lovely stuff. But the one that won, check this out. So this is from Noble Tools on screen. This is like a real tech hammer. You've got to love this thing, right? So the head is custom machined from EN8 mild steel. The handle is T45, same stuff that Curtis used. 22.2mm diameter, TIG welded, then bead blasted and chemical blacked before being laser marked in-house. I mean, I've looked at their page and some of their other tools are absolutely amazing. Faces on them are CZ121 brass and acetal. I mean, it's just too much information, basically, but overall weight is 1 kilogram. It's got lead shot in the middle there for the dead blow that you want, and it uses an ODI mushroom long neck grip on there, basically. It's just super trick. If you don't already follow them, give them a follow, Noble Tools and Toolbox Wars, but love the stuff they do. And in fact, Toolbox Wars really is kind of, I liken them to what we do. We're kind of promoting stuff in the bike industry, and they're promoting stuff in the tool world, mechanics and all the people behind the scenes. I just love that. I think it's great.
People nerding out.
Yeah.
Loving the black. Ever since you got that Nipex little Jobii, I was like, I want all my toolbox to be black now. Anyway, over in the world of Athertons, some people in the building have spotted some bikes being ridden by Dan Atherton in his stories, but it doesn't look like an Atherton bike, does it? I mean, let's just say that's not black, so we don't think it's carbon. I don't want to say too much.
All I can show you from there is these pictures here. That's definitely Dan Atherton, and that's definitely not an Atherton bike as we know it.
Yeah, as we know it.
And what I can say is that G did show me something off the records, but I couldn't possibly tell you anymore.
Couldn't possibly, no.
Watch this
I guess
space.
I'll have to wait and see.
I'm sworn to secrecy. In fact, he's probably come down here and beat me with a stick now. But
so in 10 BC, you've brought out a new fork. Have you been looking at this?
Good God. I mean, everything they do, I just love that brand. But yeah, they've got... So I think more importantly than the fork is they're making their own damper now. So the fork is amazing. We know what they're doing. They're doing cross-country inverted forks. They do one with the race day damper that RockShox supply, but they're also with this one that you can see on screen. So they say the Samurai TR is going to feature their own damper. It's a stripped-down version of the upside-down, downhill-ready open bath cartridge. It's just insane. So I haven't got full details from Cornelius yet, so I will have a look at these in a bit more detail. And in fact, I actually want to get something to have a look at just in the flesh. I know the TF Tune guys have been looking at those forks quite a lot. I know Greg had a set on his bike at the Malverns. I think actually just want to, curiosity killed the cat. Need to have a look at set in the flesh just to appreciate them.
We really do.
Yeah, so I'll do that early New Year,
and
I think.
The new one's allowing 130 mils of travel over the previous 120.
Which was limited by that RockShox damper it was using. So a bespoke unit. So it's going to be good, that's for sure.
And then finally for news, I just want to throw you over to GMBN actually. Check out the Christmas edition of the Dirt Shed Show this Friday, because it does feature us, doesn't it?
It does.
It features all of the presenters. We all got dressed up, did some stupid games, and it's worth it for a watch just to watch me crash multiple times dressed as a present, I think.
Yeah, and also just to try and figure out what Chris Smith ate.
Okay, comments from last week's show, and we were talking about the Atherton 170 bike. So just diving straight in here from David Pennington. He said, am I missing something, but is Atherton the evolution of robot bikes from some 7 to 8 years back?
Yeah,
I mean, they're kind of doing the same thing, but it's not the same bike, is it?
No, it's not the same bike. It's changed a lot. So the idea of how it was sort of evolved did come from that. Robot were working exclusively with Renishaw. Atherton bikes are almost like a sole trader now. So they use Renishaw machines and the same technology. So yeah, you could say it started there, but they've definitely taken it to another level now.
Yeah, and then Nero 1K says, love the bike. Too much sauce for my liking or skill set, but it is a looker. Would be on the shortlist if I could push it near its limits. Yeah, I don't think I could push it to its limits, but yeah, it's a looker.
Yeah, Memphis 7th says, man, Atherton bikes always look so clean and simple, yet drowning in tech. Yeah, they do, and they're strong as hell as well, which is good.
And then someone commenting on our Christmas news, we talked about a Christmas edition of a giant bike. He says, is GMBN going to bring out a custom limited edition Christmas bike with nude-proof? Well, they actually already do a white Giga with gold decals. I mean, that's Christmassy enough, isn't it?
Missed an opportunity, haven't we?
We did, really. I want that. I'll happily take one nude-proof. And then James von Vescherez, maybe. Corkscrew taken into context. It's only the cost of 3 Campagnolo rear derailleurs. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Did you see the gold-plated corkscrew?
No.
It's a bargain if you're...
I don't want to look at it because I'm in love with the one I've got. I've got the sort of brassy coloured finishing one, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and then finally, George is concerned with us talking about biodegradable chain lube. Says that BP spills 134 million gallons into the ocean. An accident. Is biodegradable chain lube really going to make a difference? I mean, it is if you're going to be, lubing and washing your stuff in your garden. That's still going to be harmful to the immediate environment of yours.
But also, it's up to all of us to make our own little adjustments to our lives. Yeah? If we all chip in and do our own little bit, it all adds up to a massive amount.
Right, it's time for Christmas top mods. I requested them last week, and what I got is this from Daniel in Poland, who's made a Christmas tree out of some old cassette chain rings as well.
Nice.
How's that? That is pretty cool. I hope the new bike can fit under this tree. I mean,
that's a very small bike.
That's a very small bike.
I like it. It's very festive.
It is, and he's got a picture here with some lights on it as well at night. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And then I've submitted my own actually. This is my own Christmas tree.
That's a very nice tree.
Up in my living room at the moment, and as you can see, I've made some decorations with ribbons and an old cassette that's sort of dismantled and made into little stars.
Oh, how very bikey of you. Very cute. Mine's only got like lobsters and cameras and other obscure stuff on it.
We've got some here as well, some mods, some bike parts on ribbons. So yeah, you can do it with anything. An old neck hanger there, some bolts.
I went to town a couple of years ago in a set and made loads of Christmas decks, including these little things.
Yay.
But there's only 2 of these, I've given you one.
Yeah.
All the rest mysteriously disappeared, along with the lights from the tree and half the other stuff.
The mystery.
Yeah, so somewhere in this building, someone here has the decorations from the GMBN Tech set.
There's a Christmassy thieving Grinch around. And then finally, from a friend of mine who used to work at Fabric, has sent in his collection of Christmas fabric saddles. Hi, Mark. Thanks for sending these in. He decorates his stairs with these almost every year. You can tell how many years he's been working with fabric. But I actually had the Christmas jumper one when I used to be an athlete, and I'm loving the pudding one. Pudding one's got to be my favourite. Didn't you have that one?
I've got all of them, but I've also got pre-fabric ones when they were charged bikes ones.
Oh yes, of course. There used to be there was a furry one. Yeah, like
mine's a furry and brown.
Like Santa's.
I rode it.
Santa's outfit.
Yeah.
So and that one.
It's a very cool thing to do.
It is. Yeah. Love to see some more from those. They were always doing great custom stuff.
I should have put them on the wall like ducks. Good. Yeah, I like that. Nice.
Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, and do let us know what your favourite moment from GMBN Tech or favourite video was from the year, and we'll see you next week and then in the new year.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Bye.